Six signs of a stupid person. Let's start with the first sign. Refusal to learn from mistakes. Think about the last time you made an error. Maybe it was something small, like misplacing your keys, or something bigger, like missing a deadline. What did you do afterward? Did you reflect on it, learn from it, and make a mental note to do better next time? Or did you just move on, brushing it off as something outside your control? Images of people making mistakes and learning from them, followed by scenes of people ignoring their mistakes and repeating them. People who refuse to learn from their mistakes often fall into the trap of believing they are always right. They don't take the time to look back, reflect, and think, how could I do better next time? Instead, they blame the circumstances, blame others, or just move on without any real self-reflection. Now, let's be honest. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, but it's how we respond to them that sets us apart. The truly wise person doesn't fear failure. They embrace it as an opportunity for growth. Failing forward is a powerful concept. It's all about learning from the experience, understanding where things went wrong, and doing better next time. For example, a person spills coffee on their shirt and laughs, saying, well, I'll be more careful next time, while another person in a similar situation gets angry and refuses to accept that they made a mistake. If you find yourself constantly repeating the same mistakes without learning from them, it might be time to pause, reflect, and see how you can improve. The road to success is often paved with mistakes, but only if we choose to learn from them. 2. Overconfidence without knowledge. The second sign we'll explore is overconfidence without knowledge. It's common for people to be confident, but when that confidence is not grounded in actual understanding, it can be dangerous. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone is speaking about a topic they clearly don't understand, but they're doing it with such conviction? They'll make bold statements and act like they know everything, but in reality, they don't have the facts or the experience to back it up. Now, I'm not saying that confidence is a bad thing. Confidence is key to success. But there's a difference between healthy confidence and overconfidence. True intelligence comes with the humility to recognize when we don't know something and the willingness to ask questions and learn more. The most confident people I know are often the ones who acknowledge what they don't know, because they understand that knowledge is an ever-evolving pursuit. Overconfidence can lead to poor decision-making. It's easy to assume that we know everything when we don't, and this can cause big problems. For example, a person who insists that they know how to solve a technical problem without understanding the basics might end up making things worse. For example, a person confidently gives directions to someone but is completely wrong, leading the person in the opposite direction. Remember, true confidence isn't about pretending to know everything. It's about being comfortable in your ability to learn and grow. 3. Ignoring advice or feedback. Ignoring advice or feedback. How often do you find yourself in a situation where someone gives you advice, but you choose to ignore it? Maybe it's because you think you already know best, or maybe because you're too proud to admit you might need help. It's common for people to think that they know it all, but the reality is, no one can succeed alone. We all need support, feedback, and guidance from others. Ignoring advice or constructive criticism can hold you back in ways you might not even realize. When you refuse to listen to advice, you're essentially putting up a wall around yourself, one that keeps new ideas, fresh perspectives, and useful feedback from reaching you. In the long run, this makes it much harder to improve, grow, or achieve your goals. For example, a person receives advice from a mentor but dismisses it, only to struggle later on. The smartest people are the ones who take the time to listen, whether it's from a friend, a coworker, or even a stranger. They recognize that advice, when offered with good intentions, is a resource they can learn from. Listening is a skill that we should all work to improve because it opens doors to new insights and ideas. For lack of curiosity or critical thinking, a stupid person is often someone who stops asking questions. They go through life accepting things as they are without ever challenging the status quo. Think back to when you were a child. You probably ask why all the time, right? That curiosity is a key part of being a lifelong learner. But as we grow older, many people stop asking those questions. They accept what they're told without ever critically analyzing it. Being curious isn't just about asking questions. It's about digging deeper. It's about asking, how does this work? Why does this happen? What's the bigger picture? Critical thinking helps us to avoid blindly accepting things and encourages us to look at issues from multiple perspectives. For example, someone who always believes what they hear on the news without checking facts or considering other viewpoints is operating with limited critical thinking skills. Challenging assumptions and seeking deeper understanding are marks of a wise and intelligent person. 5. Blaming others for their problems. The fifth sign is blaming others for their problems. It's easy to point fingers when things go wrong. It's tempting to say, it's their fault, or I'm in this situation because of them. But the truth is, we all have a role to play in the situations we find ourselves in. When someone constantly shifts blame, it shows a lack of self-awareness and maturity. It's important to take responsibility for your actions, even when things don't go as planned. Doing so allows you to learn, grow, and make better choices in the future. The next time something goes wrong, instead of blaming others, ask yourself, what can I do differently? Taking ownership of your actions is a sign of strength, not weakness. 6. Lack of emotional intelligence. Finally, the sixth sign is a lack of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. People with low EQ often struggle with relationships. They might react impulsively, show little empathy, or fail to manage stress effectively. Emotional intelligence is a crucial part of navigating the world successfully. It helps us communicate, build relationships, and understand the feelings of others. For example, a person loses their temper in a heated discussion, while someone else remains calm and understands the emotions involved. If you find that your relationships are suffering because you struggle with emotions, consider working on developing your emotional intelligence. It's never too late to start improving your ability to connect with others and manage your feelings. In conclusion, intelligence isn't just about having a high IQ or knowing facts. It's about how we approach life, how we handle mistakes, how we treat others, and how open we are to learning and growing. Remember, no one is perfect, and we all have room to improve. By focusing on these areas, learning from mistakes, staying humble, listening to others, being curious, taking responsibility, and managing our emotions, we can all become better versions of ourselves. How to improve yourself. The power of self-awareness and reflection. As we wrap up, I want to talk about one last powerful tool that ties all of these signs together: self-awareness. The most successful people are those who can look within and evaluate their actions, thoughts, and behaviors. It's easy to get lost in the chaos of daily life, but self-awareness allows us to step back and examine how we're showing up in the world. Self-awareness doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's a skill that needs to be developed. It starts with taking the time to reflect on our actions and asking ourselves tough questions. Why did I react that way? What led me to make that decision? How can I improve next time? The more we practice self-awareness, the better we become at recognizing our patterns of behavior. We start to understand where we might be holding ourselves back, and more importantly, where we might be unintentionally holding others back. This is a crucial step in personal growth. For example, a person takes a moment after an argument to reflect, realizing they were overly defensive, and decides to apologize. The key to improving our thinking, relationships, and outcomes is understanding where we're falling short and then choosing to make a change. This requires humility, recognizing that we're not perfect, but always striving to be better. It's about embracing progress over perfection. The importance of lifelong learning. The most intelligent people I know are those who refuse to stop learning. They are always curious and always looking for ways to expand their knowledge and skills. In today's fast-paced world, the ability to continue learning is more important than ever. Technology, social dynamics, and knowledge evolve at a rapid pace, and if we aren't constantly learning, we risk falling behind. But learning doesn't always have to happen in a classroom or from books. Sometimes, it happens in conversations with others. Sometimes, it's through life experiences, trial and error, or simply paying attention to the world around us. The key is to stay open-minded and curious, no matter how much you already know. For example, a person learns a new skill, like cooking or technical ability, through a hands-on experience and feels proud of the accomplishment. The idea of lifelong learning is about embracing change. It's about being flexible enough to adapt to new circumstances, new ideas, and new ways of thinking. This mindset allows us to overcome challenges, become more resourceful, and build a brighter future. The role of empathy and compassion. As we've discussed, intelligence isn't just about what we know. It's also about how we connect with others. The last point I want to touch on is the role of empathy and compassion in our personal growth. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is a vital skill in both our personal and professional lives. It helps us build strong relationships, resolve conflicts, and create supportive environments. It also helps us see the world from a variety of perspectives, expanding our own understanding and emotional intelligence. But empathy isn't just about understanding others. It's about acting with compassion. Compassion means putting yourself in someone else's shoes and responding in a way that helps them, whether it's through words, actions, or simply being there for them. For example, a colleague listens attentively to another who is stressed about work and offers to help. Empathy and compassion are what turn knowledge into wisdom. Without them, even the most intelligent person can miss the mark. Understanding others' emotions, offering support, and responding with kindness can transform our relationships and lead to a much more fulfilling life. Putting it all together. So, as we wrap up today, let's revisit the core ideas we've explored. We've talked about learning from mistakes, the dangers of overconfidence, the importance of listening to advice, the need for curiosity, taking responsibility, and developing emotional intelligence. What I want you to take away from this is that intelligence isn't a fixed trait. It's something we can develop and refine throughout our lives. It's about how we think, how we treat others, and how we approach challenges. And it's about embracing growth in our minds, our hearts, and our actions. We all have the potential to overcome the signs of a stupid mindset. With effort, self-awareness, and a commitment to learning, we can grow into the best versions of ourselves. Remember, intelligence isn't just about what you know. It's about how you use what you know, how you grow from your experiences, and how you treat the people around you. So, the next time you feel stuck in a negative pattern or notice some of these signs in yourself, take a moment. Reflect. Ask yourself what you can do to break free from those old habits and make progress. The journey of self-improvement never ends, and every step forward is a victory. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this discussion has inspired you to reflect, grow, and take action. Life is full of opportunities to become smarter, kinder, and more connected. And it all starts with the choices you make today. Stoic Mindset RKY.